My grandma taught me that it is a woman's place to make sure that her husband looks and feels his best. During the pandemic, my husband has not got a haircut and he's now growing a ponytail. So while he was sleeping, I took some scissors and I cut it. I cut that motherfucker off. I have been avoiding my grandma's calls because I've been afraid that my husband called her to let her know about my recent bad behavior. Sure enough, I was right. And she's very disappointed in me and said I was going to lose a good man. Last night, while my husband slept, I took his phone from underneath his pillow. I tippy-toed to the living room where I spent the entire night trying to figure out his password to his phone. I actually figured it out and to my surprise, there was no secret group chat. I felt so guilty. I made him this. My husband has a group chat on his phone that I'm curious about. However, my grandma taught me that I need to respect my husband's privacy. This will be the first time that I disobey her, and I have been trying to figure out his passcode every night while he sleeps. Wish me luck. Because of the playoffs this weekend, I took my husband's credit card and went grocery shopping and picked up all of his favorite snacks. I came home and I made sure he did not have to lift a finger during his game while I served him. Because of the playoffs this weekend, I took my husband's credit card and went grocery shopping and picked up all of his favorite snacks. I came home and I made sure he did not have to lift a finger during his game while I served him. I am not ashamed to admit that my husband doesn't allow me to paint my nails. He does not want me taking any chances where nail polish might flake into his food when I cook 3 meals a day for him. And I listen to my husband because I know my place as a wife. Today, after finishing up most of my housewife chores, I got hungry and I made myself this delicious grilled cheese sandwich. To my surprise, my husband came home for lunch and I remembered what my grandma taught me, which is our men come first. And this is what wives do. So I gave my sandwich to my husband. I cannot be the only wife in the world who makes sure that her husband's PS5 controller is charged when he gets home from work. I do this so he can play with his boys while I make him delicious food just like this. Ladies, I recommend you take notes. My grandma taught me a man's home is his castle and he should be treated like a king. So when my husband gets home from work, he rightfully deserves to be pampered. I believe this is every wife's responsibility to treat her man like a king and make him delicious sandwiches just like this. Today, I had such a productive day. Now that my health is getting back to normal, I was able to catch up on all of my chores. My first chore I tackled was cutting my husband's toenails, and then I have been ill with COVID for the last 3 weeks, and there were times where I thought I wasn't going to make it. I'm doing much better now, so I asked my husband for permission to start making TikTok videos again, and he said it would be fine as long as I started cooking for him again. So I am back. Today I woke up feeling under the weather, but I can hear my grandma's voice in my head telling me not to make excuses and to push myself. So I got out of bed and I did everything I needed to do for my husband. I did all my chores. And by the time he got home, I made him this delicious sandwich. Today, my husband decided he did not want to go to work today so he can play his PS5 with his boys all day. He had me call his boss and let him know that He had a family emergency, so I did that, and then I made him this delicious sandwich and served him. It's the weekend, and that means I make my husband breakfast in bed to thank him for everything he does for us. I am making him his favorite breakfast, using his favorite spice, and serving him his favorite drink, and making sure he has a warm tortilla with every bite he takes. Today was an extremely busy day for me. I woke up very early and went for a jog. I came back and made coffee and breakfast for my husband. I ironed his clothes and kissed him goodbye while I handed him his lunch. I cleaned my entire house. I filmed a YouTube video. Then I edited it. And after that, I made this delicious dinner and served my husband. Today, my husband asked me out, and I was very excited because I have not spent any alone time with him ever since he got his PS5. I got both of our clothes ready for our date, but to my surprise, he just took me to go pay the rent, which was fine. I was just happy to be alone with him. Then I came home and made him this sandwich. Today, my husband got home from work, and to my surprise, he brought me a early Christmas gift. I was so excited because it was a very big package. When I opened it up, it was a carpet cleaner. I felt like the luckiest girl in the world. He insisted that I get straight to work, and after I cleaned the carpets, I made him this. I spoke with my grandmother today, and I vented to her on how I don't have enough time in the day to get everything ready for my husband. She advised me to wake up at 4 a.m. and start by setting the table and ironing my husband's clothes. That way I have more time in the day. My grandma is a genius.